Hey guys, it's Wednesday night and just wanted to take a few minutes to kind of look back at what we talked about a couple weeks ago. We made a charge for the parents, Brother Micah and I did here, and we did so with the hope and with the intention of encouraging parents in this time to take this opportunity of the amount of time that they have that we don't normally have to really reflect back and turn back to and spend time in Scripture, in the Word, and in teaching you the things of God. And we know as parents that that's part of our job. We know as parents that the home must be that way and that it should be that way as believers and as Christians. And so I didn't just want to do that, and I know it's been a little while, but we didn't want to do that without maybe recommending a few things to you. If you've been following along on the Monday morning videos that I've been putting out, I'm using a book called Training Hearts and Teaching Minds. It's a devotional book. It is specifically geared for family. It's geared for parents leading a small group time with their kids. And so I would recommend that book to you parents that are looking for a way or looking for something to start with your kids. Now that's something that we're going to continue to do. It's another way that can be engaged with here via Facebook and YouTube at times. The other thing that I wanted to recommend really just to parents is a book that was recommended to me. It's written by Vody Baucham, who's fantastic. I think that his stuff on family is some of the best. That his heart is really for family ministry, and he does a great job of encouragement. He does a great job of instructing parents with their children. And so this book is called Family Driven Faith. I'll show it to you here. It's called Family Driven Faith. Again, that's by Vody Baucham. I would recommend it. It was recommended to us right before we had Slade, right before he kind of came into the world, and it was given to me, and it was given to me with the words of saying, I wish I hadn't read this before we had our kids. And in fact, in the book, Vody actually says something like that. He talks about how the things that he discusses in this book, their kids were already growing up whenever they realized these things. And so I want to recommend this book to you. I've recommended it to a few families, and hopefully they see this and they can post their comments or whatever about how it has affected them. And how it has changed the way that they view parenting. But I wanted to bring this up. And with that, I want to read just a couple of the pastors and Nancy Percy, who's a journalist, on the back, a couple of their recommendations for this book. And I wanted to read that to you just to kind of give you an idea. The first one is Tony Evans, and he says this about this book. Vody Baucham has written an insightful and convicting book challenging parents to prioritize the spiritual development of their children. Only read this book if the salvation and sanctification of your children is of the utmost importance to you. And the second one that I want to read is this. It's written by Nancy Percy, and she says, sending young people out into the world without a biblical worldview is like sending an athlete into the field without a playbook, says Vody. Yet few Christian parents even hold a biblical worldview to pass along to their children. Family-driven faith gives parents winning principles to disciple children who will grow into spiritually mature adults capable of influencing all spheres of society. And so I want to recommend this to you, parents. It's a very easy read. It's a very short read. It won't take you long. But there's some very, very challenging things here that are written in this book. For me, obviously, having a small child, some of this stuff is things to think about as he grows up, but it's things already that I'm having to go over in my mind, and I'm having to think through, how are we going to do this? How are Kaylee and I going to plan to do this and be intentional with this for Slade as he grows up? So I'm offering this to you as a resource, obviously behind Scripture, but I'm offering this to you as a resource to maybe help come up with the ways to do this, to help engage your kids as well in these things, because there's nothing more important than this in their lives. If you don't have this book or you want this book, please let me know. I'd be happy to order you one. You can find them on Amazon, and I'm sure other places. I buy most everything off Amazon. But you could probably order it through the bookstore here in town as well. But please let me know if you would like one of these and you don't want to order it or don't want to take the time. I would be happy to make an order for anybody who wants one. I want to say the book is around anywhere between $15 and $20. I'd have to check and see. But please let us know. I want to encourage you continually to pour into your kids, not just in the realm of sports, not just in the realm of life, but to pour into your kids intentionally in the realm of Christ and Scripture, and pour into them spiritually and disciple them and raise up young men and women who love the Lord, who are on fire for God, and who have, as he says in this book, who have a biblical worldview. Because as they go out into the world, that biblical worldview, that understanding that they have, if they don't have that whenever they leave home, then it's going to make things very difficult. I'm not saying that they can't. I'm not saying that there's not a whole lot of people that have left, but they'll be a step ahead if their understanding has been they've been grounded in this understanding before they leave home, and they can face so many things that the world throws at them with utter certainty because they know the God of Scripture. So I want to encourage you in that. I want to encourage you students to spend time in the Word. Check us out on our Facebook page. I post every morning at 10 o'clock. Monday's a video, Tuesday through Friday. It's a written post. It's very short. I know reading can be a struggle sometimes, but check it out. Follow along with us. I encourage you to do so, and I encourage you to spend time personally in Scripture as well. Until we can meet, I love you, and I'm praying for you guys. I can't wait to meet together with you again.